Hello, my cosmic kittens. My name is Katya, and this is my YouTube channel where we're going to deep dive into astrology because Instagram is just not cutting it for me. And for those of you who are new here, please subscribe. It really helps me a lot. And without further ado, let's get into it. And this week is the best time to start it. Like, I'm not kidding, guys. 2025 did not give us a break yet. I told you it's going to be a tough start to the year. We already survived our first retrograde, Mars retrograde. We were all very slow, tired, lethargic. And just as we passed that, we are now headed into two retrogrades and eclipse season. But first of all, what are eclipses? Eclipses happen when one of the luminaries, either the sun or the moon, are obstructed by Earth. That is why we have the term blood moon, because the Earth casts its shadow on the moon, hence we see it in a color. So that's why eclipses over the course of history were deemed a strange and frightening event. This is why we always think that something bad is about to happen, but it's not really a bad thing. Eclipses speed up our karma. Eclipses are our way to propel us to our destiny. Even if you don't want to, especially if you don't want to, eclipses will make sure that you get what is coming for you. And there's no way out of it, guys. So first on our agenda is obviously the eclipse. It is our first eclipse of the year, a lunar eclipse in Virgo, and it is the second eclipse in a series of eclipses that started last year. We had an eclipse in September 2024. Think about what was happening in your life back then. If you have a short-term memory, then go through your phone gallery, go through your text messages, scroll your Instagram, like check your notes app. I don't know, whatever you do, just catch up with your life. What was going on in September? What are the key themes? What are the people you were surrounded with? What were the things you were thinking about? What was on your mind? Where were you, for God's sake? Come on. So I think this is very important because eclipses are coming in cycles. And this is a new cycle that we just started, as I said. And last time we had this cycle was from 2015 to 2017, which is also an interesting time to reflect on and see what was happening in your life. What were your priorities back then? But let's talk about this particular eclipse. This lunar eclipse is actually called the blood moon. And for those of you who are not familiar with the term, it's because the shadow of the Earth is falling on the moon, creating this reddish effect. So please don't go about saying red moon, blood moon, wolf moon, like whatever moon, shit moon. Guys, it's not about the color. It's about what it represents. And eclipses represent chaos. We are being propelled to our destiny. Eclipses are the roller coaster that just rushes us into whatever we're supposed to be doing, especially if we don't want to do it. This is a good time to really see what's in your life not serving you anymore. But the interesting part about this particular eclipse series is that eclipses are connected to nodes of destiny. What are nodes of destiny? We are born into this life with a baggage, let's say a backpack from our past lives, which is the south node. That is something that we know and it's easy for us. And, it's always easy to just rely on whatever you have already. And then we have the north node, which is our compass, our northern star. That's where we're headed. Those are the challenges that are not easy for us to fulfill. And that is, my friends, what propels us to our life's purpose. That's how we evolve as human beings when we really take the challenge and try something new and step out of our comfort zone and go for the thing that is not easy. So in this eclipse series, we have the north node in Pisces and the south node in Virgo. What does that mean for us? That means that throughout these 2 years, we're going to be challenged to let go of the tried and tested, to let go of our routine and try to be more spontaneous, be more creative, love life a little bit more in a hectic way. Nothing has to be always scheduled. Not everything has to be always scheduled. Sometimes the best things in life, they happen when your schedule is completely messed up. And you just be spontaneous, Like sometimes you miss your train and you just walk and you enjoy the sun and you enjoy the birds singing, or you enjoy the rain, whatever. It's the chaos of life that really gives us the spice. What is also important about this eclipse is that the next day Mercury goes retrograde, and my friends, let's make this connection. Virgo, the sign of the eclipse, is ruled by Mercury. So we have a double entendre happening here where we are really called to see what's in our past has been keeping us from evolving. Where in our life have we been stuck in a comfort zone? And particularly because we have also Venus retrograde, all of this, I think, revolves around two topics. One topic is our relationships, our personal relationships, our loved ones, our partners. And the second, money. So, where in your life have you been very complacent? Maybe, you're sitting in a dead end job and not enjoying it, and the money is not even compensating for the dread you're feeling every day getting to work. Or maybe you're in a comfort zone with your partner from which you just don't know where to go. Maybe you're stuck there and this relationship has become very complacent and you're missing the romance, the late nights and some spark. Not to say that spark is good, but in this case you're missing some more spontaneous, like emotional moments and it's just become a routine. This is what this eclipse is really trying to ask us. Where in our life have we been complacent? Where in our life have we been, you know, not appreciating the joy of life, the spontaneity of life? But what's important is that I'm not calling you to action, guys. No way. Eclipses are the time when you sit back, buckle up, and just enjoy this roller coaster. You're not trying to steer the roller coaster in another direction when you're riding it, correct? So, same here. We need to observe, we need to be very attentive to clues, we need to see who we're talking to, see what we've been told. This is a time for signs to come into your life. You're not supposed to act on them just now, especially not during retrograde season. But this is a good time to observe what is life trying to tell you. Where in your life are you seeing some patterns that you could maybe potentially change? Identify them, and we're going to get to them later in the year, not just now. Eclipses are chaotic times. Eclipses are when the luminaries, the sun and the moon, are obstructed by, like I said, the shadow of the earth. So it's not a time when they're functioning properly. So we cannot manifest, we cannot take action. This is a very chaotic time, guys. This energy is magnified, but it's magnified in a way where we don't know what we're going to get. So don't try to play with your fate. And then, like I said, Mercury retrograde coming the next day after the eclipse and staying with us for a lovely 3 weeks, making technology malfunction, communication go wrong, flights delayed, everything gone haywire. Like, don't try to argue with anyone, especially because this Mercury retrograde is happening in the fiery sign of Aries, together with Venus retrograde also happening in Aries, moving into Pisces later, but mainly focused on Aries fiery energy. What does Aries stand for? Aggression, impulsiveness, childlikeness. So be careful with your words, guys. In the next 3 weeks, you're gonna have to keep your mouth shut. No conflicts, no arguments, guys. This is a very, very dangerous time. It's a dangerous time, guys. You're gonna be triggered. You're gonna be triggered, especially you're gonna be trying to, go into that little bag of old grudges. You know what I mean? Like opening it up and be like, who else have I not have a fight with this year? That's the kind of spirit, unfortunately. Try to keep that energy contained to yourself, especially because we still have Venus also retrograding in Aries. And it's also in this kind of like, which one of my exes still needs to hear from me? Who needs to hear that they hurt me so much? Guys, like really, we do not need to do that. All of that is not helping us move forward. Like during retrograde season, and I promise you, you will have time to flirt this year. Not with your exes, please. The truth is, retrograde frees us in time. It's like getting that red dress out of the back of your closet and thinking, yeah, I'm totally going to wear this again. Girl, just donate it. This is the energy that we're having during Venus retrograding in Aries. Put some things to the side. This is not the time. This is not the time to try to revive old flames. This is not the time to call back Ricardo and tell them that you like him, okay? This is pointing at you, you know who you are. Anyways, guys, you know that This is not like I've said this once and I've said this again. Mercury retrograde is the time to reflect. Is the time to have some me time. Have some time to really like dig into your past in a holistic way. Make a list. Like I always say, the best way to survive any retrograde is making lists, making organized lists of things that are working and are not working, comparing them and keeping them and those conclusions for later on in the year. And now, guys, for your favorite parts, the astrological forecast for every sign. But before I begin, please remember, listen to both your sun sign and your rising sign because your rising sign is also very important. It carries a lot of information. So listen to both. Just trust me, okay? Trust me on this one. So, Aries, our child of the zodiac, you guys have both retrogrades happening in your sign. Both Venus and Mercury are going retrograde in Aries. I'm sorry I don't make the rules. I'm sorry. It's really hard for you guys. I'm not gonna lie. This month is a month when you're feeling really tired. Aries are always going full speed ahead. It's like a race car. Imagine you trying to drive a race car backwards. That's what's happening right now with the two retrogrades. I think you're feeling a bit burned out, and what I think would help you is establishing a healthy routine because the lunar eclipse in Virgo, which is ruled by Mercury, which is in retrograde in your sign, is kind of connected to routine. And I think what will be beneficial for you is to stop trying to drive full speed ahead when you know that there's resistance and just slow it down and take these next few weeks with a little bit of a slower pace. I think you can do this. This is a great challenge for every fiery Aries out there. I know you guys are very impatient, but sometimes even a fire needs to cool down. Taurus says, this Mercury retrograde is highlighting your 12th house of hidden insights, spirituality, secrets, and I encourage you to think about your life in the last few years. What were you dreaming about before? This is a great time to do some soul searching, to disappear for a few days, maybe even for a week. It's a great time to really realign with your values, especially during the eclipse season, because it falls into your sector of creativity and passion. And it kind of connects with this idea of like, am I being true to my old goals? Am I doing what really fires me up? Or have I lost track a little bit? I wouldn't say this is a very challenging time for Taurus, as we have signs that have it way worse, guys, believe me. But it's really a good time to do some soul searching and to really align with your creative self. Geminis, my dear Geminis, Mercury retrograde always hits you a little bit harder because you're ruled by Mercury. That's all there is. And in this case, it's going to be highlighting your sector of friendships and social connections. And yeah, I want to ask you, how have you been supported by your friends lately? Are you choosing the right people? Are you choosing the ones who really cheer you on? Or are you just with people out of pure habits from the past that really don't make any sense to you anymore, that are not even on the same level as you are? That is one thing. And then the second thing is the lunar eclipse, which is falling into your house of home and family, which might raise some serious issues in your home and family life, and maybe also raise the question, who in your family really supports you the most? Who is your champion? Who actually helps you and not asking you to help them back as much in return? Champion those people and surround yourself with nurturing energy. Don't just try to be a social butterfly. Try to really value those connections. This is a great time to do some bookkeeping in terms of your social circles. Cancer, my dear Cancer, this Mercury retrograde, I want you to ask yourself, am I being valued at my current job? Am I really satisfied, or do I find myself scrolling LinkedIn in the middle of the night? Do you really feel that this place of work is going to last you a long time? Do you see yourself there in many years to come? Ask yourself this, especially during eclipse season when we are asked as cancers, I'm also a cancer, to express ourselves better. This eclipse season is going to pull out the words out of our mouth because we do not stand up for ourselves enough. That is the theme for this eclipse for cancers. We need to be our own champions, to speak up for ourselves, to learn, to educate ourselves, to really study the environment. We are not always going to be surrounded by people who can lift us up. We need to be those people for ourselves. And we need to do that both in our work and in our minds. Leos, this Mercury retrograde falls in your house of travel and learning. And I wanted to ask you, What was your childhood dream destination? Where did you always want to go? I think this Mercury retrograde is a great time for you to plan a little bit ahead and think about the places you would like to go, places you'd like to see. Maybe do some soul searching in terms of, is there a master's degree that I want to take? Is there any kind of education that I haven't started that I would like to start? Something that you used to think about but don't anymore for some reason. And then, secondly, this eclipse in Virgo falls in your finance sector. It is time to start a budget tracker. It is time to not do any more of those frivolous spendings that you love to do, my dear Leos. I know that, but this is the time to get responsible with money. Virgos. I'm so sorry, my dear Virgos. It's just coming for you from all sides. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. It is your eclipse season. It is. We're in the middle of the Virgo Pisces axis. What can I say? A lot of it is about your self discovery. This is a huge, huge chapter for you, my dear Virgos. You're on a path of really understanding who you are, what is holding you back, what relationships are holding you back, why are you not making enough money. All of these questions are coming up right now. And the only thing I can advise you, my dear Virgo, is to make a list. You love making lists, guys. You like budgeting. You like structure. This is the time for you to dig your head into structure and to really try to make everything in your life make sense. Make a plan. Make a list of things that have been working and not working. Make a budget for the next 6 months. I don't know. Make something that makes you more comfortable, guys, because this is a really like life-changing time for you. A lot of things are going to be changing against your will. So the only thing that I think you can really control is your finance sector. Currently, also huge highlight for Virgos, finances. So I think if you cannot control your fate, at least control your wallet. Libras, my dear Libras, you are the poster child of Mercury and Venus retrograde. All your exes are going to come knocking the next 3 weeks. Just mind my words. The good thing is, as a true Libra, you won't have to make any decisions because you're also facing an eclipse. And this eclipse particular is going to bring you a lot of healing and closure, whether you want to or not, which is in a way really good for you. And I think because it's an eclipse in Virgo, it's going to bring you some balance. And balance in a sense where you will choose an early morning yoga class over that late night hookup. You will choose a better, healthier path for you. I truly believe you will. Scorpios, for you, these retrogrades are about productivity. This is the best time to dig up your old notes, to see what sketches are not finished, to see what projects have been lying in your drawer for a long time, and really dig your head into those. This is a great time for you to really like tap into the this is the best time for Scorpios to tap into all those unfinished projects and really make them happen. And when it comes to the eclipse season, I ask you, Scorpios, who are your true friends? Who is staggering your growth? Are all those people around you really there for your success, or do you need more influx from somewhere else? Friendships are going to come forefront and connections are going to come forefront during this eclipse season. You're going to see the truth about everybody, believe me. I mean, Scorpios always see the truth anyway. You guys are pretty much psychic, but in this eclipse season, the truth will really come out for you about a lot of people. Sagittarius says, prepare for chaos. I mean, you are already chaos, but this Mercury retrograde expect a lot of miscommunication, especially from your loved ones and your partners. This is going to be a time for you to really embrace the chaos and understand that sometimes people just don't mean what they say, and that's okay. But the real drill for you is this eclipse season. Sagittarius says, buckle up. We are doing a rebrand. Everything that you worked for before is going to come forward, and we're going to really see who worked and who slacked off. This is the time for you to really sit down with yourself and be serious. Am I doing the most? Am I being the true version of myself? Where else in my life can I be better? Or maybe just get a haircut. Capricorns, this Mercury retrograde expects some family drama. There's definitely going to be some beef at the next dinner. I'm telling you that much. There's something happening from your home and family area that is really troubling you. And during this retrograde season, it's going to come up, believe me. While at the same time, you have some good distractions because this eclipse season, you're going to probably realize some big passion for either travel or exploration that is dawning upon you. So, in other words, dear Capricorns, if you've been considering a major life shift, maybe that is the time. Maybe you need to stop being held back by societal norms, by your family traditions, and really cut loose. If you wanted to move to another country, why not? Aquarius, sometimes you're the victim of your own minds, and during this eclipse, you're gonna really feel it. Your overthinking patterns are just not serving you anymore. And I think you need a break from just over conceptualizing everything and really putting meanings into things that are not there. I think this retrograde season is going to help you with that by really ruffling some old memories and maybe really understanding where is this overthinking nature of yours coming from. Why is it where this conflict started that it became so big right now during eclipse season? I think these 3 weeks of retrograde can really help you reflect on that and maybe mitigate some bigger issues. And last but not least, Pisces, the other axis of our eclipse. Dear Pisces, it's time. It's time to stand up for yourself and it's time to step into your truth. This is a life changing time for you. This 1.5 years of this eclipse season is when it's your time to shine. Stop creating problems for yourself. I know that Pisces are slow, they're soft, they're very creative and in their thoughts, but it is time to be present in this life. This life is moving away from you. You need to grab it. This is your time to make big changes. A lot of things will be changing for you. And during this retrograde season, please beware of any good financial opportunities. There's opportunities that you cannot miss out on. There's things from your past that are calling your name that you can just go and seize it. It's important for you to really have your eyes and ears open, dear Pisces. This eclipse season, even though very tough and very challenging, is going to bring you some good fortune. I just know it. Well, guys, this concludes my video for today. I think it's already nighttime in the background. I hope this was not too long. Let's see how this goes. I'm so excited that you're all here. Please subscribe to my channel. Please leave a like, a comment. Let me know if any of this forecast made sense to you, if it resonated. I'm super excited to hear your thoughts, and I'll see you guys soon.